Well, obviously, defensively, they did. I thought Coach Palmer did a very good job of preparing our guys, but preparing and telling them what they're going to do. And it's a lot easier as a coach to say, okay, they're going to come off this double screen now, and then they're going to throw the ball in the post and tell them. But when they're just taking it on ball and bouncing, like they do in the NBA, and clearing sides for guys, it just becomes one-on-one defense. And you have to give Irvine a lot of credit. We had no answer for that until, I guess, zone was the only thing that saved us, because more just the first half, they were clearing sides for him, and we just didn't have anybody that could keep him in front or not fouling. And the guys that good get going, they're tough to turn off. And yet, I thought until he hit the three towards the end of the game, I think it was his first bucket in the second half. So our guys, I will say that, obviously, as a coach, you got a lot to work on after a game like that. It's a lot easier to work on it after a win. And the second thing is I will give my guys credit for this. One problem we've had is when teams hit us like that is keeping our composure and not panicking and not going off and panicking and going off on our own. And I thought our guys really stayed together when they were frustrated better than they have in the couple of years I've been here. And I thought Edis was a big key to that. He really came in, I thought, and showed some leadership and calmed everybody down. And of course, Cass and Larry, did their thing too. So. Well, zone's a lot harder to bounce on, and they're creating everything off the bounce. And yet, for 2 weeks now, we practiced zone maybe a half an hour in practice combined in 2 weeks. And I thought our guys really talked and did a good job of adjusting with that. But if you isolate a side against zone, there's two, three guys still incapable of helping. So it helped. But zone also is giving up more threes, and they missed some good looks, against the zone too, that maybe would have get us to get out of it. But we were fortunate. There's no question about it. You don't get down 15 early like that, and then they weather a couple storms and still come back. And we left too much of this game for them to dictate, and for us, to grow, we've got to be able to dictate our games, especially at home, better than that. He is our best middle of the zone guy because he's our best communicator, and so that was helpful too. That he's coming along, man, but Wise is a tough matchup for him, so we were able to play him because of the zone. And yeah, I just think he wasn't out there during a 15-point barrage, so he didn't have the same frustration as maybe Gene and TJ and some of these other guys had going into it. Larry has come back. He said an interesting thing to me about a week before he came back. He said, all the things you tell me in practice, it's so much easier to see them over here watching than being out there. And he said, I'm going to be a better player when I get back, just because I've had to watch all this for a month, and it's a lot easier to see from over here than it is when you're out there and believe it.
With him, it's going to take him a little time, just to get adjusted to us, and now he's starting to get like a lot of minutes, so he knows where we're going to be, and he's really a passer to be a big guy, so we know that if we couldn't, that he might hit us, or if he got an advantage, that he's going to take it. So, he's a good asset to our team.